everybody, and welcome to the Social Distancing Social Club. I am one of your hosts, Ben Gleib. I hope you're isolating well. Isolation Nation, we miss you every 24 hours that we aren't with you. And this one was 48 hours. Or maybe it wasn't. I think we actually did a show yesterday. I'm stuck in a vortex. Nonsense. We all know that. Very excited about today's show. We have some amazing people lined up for you. We will be highlighting that for you in a moment. But first, I must pass this along to my co-host. You all know him. You all love him. Please give a warm welcome to Steve Hofstetter, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us one more time. We've been doing crazy numbers on the show. We've been getting about 20,000 people an episode now. We are on Facebook, on various pages. We are on Twitch. And, of course, we're on YouTube, where we started. If you want to support the show, kick in a super chat on YouTube, or you can Venmo or PayPal us. The Venmo, as always, top right of the screen. And the PayPal, you can go to laughfromhome.com. Now, while you're at laughfromhome.com, you can get tickets to our front row. That is where all these faces that are not part of the show are part of the show, because they're our audience and we love them. And I think we might have some Harry Potter fans today because of our special guest. We'll get to that in a second. This is going to be so much fun. So quick shout out to some of the audience members who have joined us here. We have Chrissy, we have Shelby, we have Carol, we have Carolyn, we have Carrie back from the hospital. Welcome back, Carrie. We have Marissa, and we have Running Wild back with his legendary beard. We're happy to have regulars on the show. And with that, let's get some things kicked off with the third leg of the tripod. The other member of the quarantine, please welcome Mr. Chris Bowers, everybody. Chris Bowers.
What's up, everybody? I'm excited. I've got my Harry Potter wand. I am ready for today's special guest, as well as the comedy from Kelly, Collette, and Ben Morrison, which is going to be amazing. We're going to have a good time. It's Saturday night, I think, so let's drink some beer.
Excellent. And with that, I think we should just go straight to our guest right now. I'm excited to introduce him. This is one of those things where, social media is kind of amazing. Because, I guess he followed me on Twitter, and I was like, hey man, I love your work. And he was like, I like yours too. And I was like, well, come, let's do work together. So that's what happened. And that's what led to today. You probably know him from a minorly successful movie franchise called the Harry Potter films. He played Percy Weasley. I'm excited about this. I've always felt that I'm an honorary Weasley because I have red hair and I am also obsessed with sessions. So please welcome Mr. Chris Rankin, everybody. Chris Rankin.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Coming to you live from the UK.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. It is what, 1 a.m. there?
It's tomorrow. It's actually tomorrow here. It's 1 a.m. Not that it feels like it, because quite honestly, I don't know what day, what time. It makes no difference anymore.
Are you sleeping on a normal schedule, or have things been crazy for you?
It's crazy. Do you know what? It's a little bit weird. I mean, obviously you guys understand this as well. As performers, we go and we do our things, usually of an evening, certainly of a weekend. So it's taken a few days for sort of this weirdness to kick in for me, to be honest. But the weirdest thing, I'll tell you what the weirdest thing is my alarm clock over the last 2 weeks of being in lockdown here has just completely ground to a halt. My alarm clock is you can't see them, there's the 2 dogs that are sat just off camera behind me here, that generally speaking at 7:30 a.m. start barking like there's nothing, like the storm is coming towards us. Everybody going to work, the school run, things like that. There is no going to work, no school run. So my alarm clock has stopped.
Even the dogs are like, stay inside, wash your hands a lot, be safe.
Literally, I opened the back door to let them out to pee just before I started this, and they're like, what the f*** Side?
I feel like when I go outside, I almost feel like I'm doing something wrong. Even if I'm just going to get my mail, or just observing all the rules and keeping my distance and everything. I just feel like, oh my god, I hope no one sees me. This.
We decided last
question.
Go ahead.
Chris, are you on a Harry Potter set reproduction right now, or are those just books that you own?
No,
what
no.
are books?
This is my living room. Yes, it is. It's a little bit booky. It makes us look great. But if I tilt the camera too far around, you'll notice the Twilight series that's on the shelf. I've picked this particular spot because it's got my what look like very interesting old books, which are actually what I could get really fucking boring with you guys. They're called they're spotlight directories. They're what the UK casting directors use to cast actors from. But these go back to the 1930s. It's one of the things I collect. So
Whoa, that's cool.
Spring 1936. Now, if I'll just open this at a random page. I absolutely freaking love these things. But like, it's just full of pictures,
and they're just old headshots.
All the old headshots and all the old agents from years and years gone by. 1931, I think, is the oldest stuff.
So there were books that had just the finite amount of actors that you could cast from, basically, or whoever the casting directors liked or considered.
No, it still exists. It's now an online directory, but you pay your subscription, send them your headshot and your agent's details, and they list you. But like they started in the 20s and it's been going ever since. It's all online now. But the old books.
Also, it's like Casting Frontier or LA Casting, but they were just printed in books because they didn't have computers then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ben, it's the UK didn't have computers back in the 30s. They took a while
Oh my
to catch up to
God,
us.
how backwards. That is backwards.
I mean, in some parts of the UK, we still have dial-up modems, so...
I think I've done shows in some of those parts. And it's good. We won't offend anybody in those parts because they can't possibly be watching this, so that's positive.
Right.
I
remember those dial-up days because for years when I would look at porn, I honestly couldn't even get aroused unless it started with.
We do have. I know we do have a whole bunch of chats coming in. So Rachel, if you see anything you want to go to, feel free. I know Jan Johnson just sent us a PayPal for $5 to support the show. Much appreciated. Rachel, what do you got?
Yeah, so hi everybody. We had Stephanie, or I'm sorry, who was it? Not Your Doc had a comment, and he said, just heard Percy Weasley say fuck. About that.
I don't get to do that very often. It's quite nice. It's quite nice doing grown-up chats.
Here's the weird part. I've been hanging with comics so much, I didn't even notice. Like, oh yeah.
Same here.
We also had a super chat from Magnificent Failure, $2, and said, hey there, two Steves?
Is there a second Steve? What's that? Oh, just because two redheads.
I think it's just,
Got
yeah.
You know, we don't all look alike, okay?
Yeah, same.
You can tell us apart because we have different accents and because he owns books. So.
That was a very good point, Chris. I'm Steve.
Thanks, Ben.
We're about to have two Bens, so it's a double episode.
Through that.
Couple Bens, couple of Steves. I gotta say, Chris, the only problem I ever had problems with the Harry Potter movies. I thought they were great, except 7 movies in, he still wore glasses. Wasn't he a fucking wizard? Isn't there a spell for glasses? I don't understand.
I think there's like LASIK surgery or something. Wouldn't it be like
sort of Speclius Gauneus or some shit? I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, he can turn a guy into a rat, but he can't fix his eyes. I mean, come on, what's going on?
By the way, Bowers, I would really recommend you be careful. That is an actual magic wand, so you shouldn't just.
I don't know. I just found it in my girlfriend's nightstand table drawer. So I don't know what that is.
I was.
Bowers, let me see that. Let me see that a second. What?
Yeah.
Let me see that.
I don't know what kind. Is that a Ravenclaw? I don't know what kind of wand that is.
That's Voldemort.
That?
Voldemort's.
Voldemort? Oh,
yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
We got it on
I got it from a pub crawl.
Yeah, Harry Potter pub crawl. So I didn't really. I was more about the drinking than the wizarding. But.
Yeah, which is Bowers' general motif. So Chris, question for you though. I was looking at your IMDb because I was curious what you're up to now. And I saw on it though that did you do production work on Downton Abbey?
I did, yeah. So after I finished working on Potter, I got it. If I'm honest, got a little bit bored with standing in front of a camera and pretending to be somebody else, because it's fun when you're doing it. You guys appreciate this. It's fun when you're doing it in front of a live audience, because you start and you keep going until you get to the end, and there's literally nothing that's going to stop you. You have to get from the beginning to the end, starting at 7 p.m. and finishing when you finish. Like, I love that. I love getting up in front of a crowd and performing. Not so much getting in front of a camera and doing it, where you do your best, you do the best you possibly can. You get it right, and I don't know, the camera's out of focus, boom drops in from the top, extra falls over, and whatever. It didn't do it for me particularly, but I really liked what everybody else was doing, and the guys with the radios and the papers and constantly on the go. I went, oh, that looks like fun. So I worked on a couple of shows. Well, I worked on a few shows over the last 8 years, but yeah, one of the big last jobs I did, well, one of the biggest last jobs I did was the final series of Downton.
I was thinking that you have worked on literally
have an on-camera career. Their ego doesn't let them even consider other work, which is just as vital to the creative process. It's so cool that you are humble enough to have done that. And clearly us three hosts are exactly as humble, because the second we had a chance to not be on stage in front of people, we created a show where every day we're for 90 minutes in front of the world.
Yeah. No, do you know what? It's really interesting. Like, the amount of work that does go into doing, like on Downton, I could go on for hours about this, but like my main job on that series of Downton was doing neg checking, which is where you go through and you do all the clearances for fictional names, for fictional addresses, for like if there's a bookshelf and you can see these books here, I have to find who published the book, get permission to use it, have it on screen, all that kind of stuff. So there's this massive car race sequence in the middle of the final season, and it was all like you have all the advertising branding all the way around the edge. So we had like Shell Oil, British Petroleum, Michelin Tires, Pirelli, and I had to go and find all these brands and talk to them about making sure we had the right vintage of brand and getting the right graphics to the art department, and like arguing with BP because Shell didn't want their logo next to British Petroleum, and Pirelli and Michelin wouldn't be next to, like, just crazy shit you don't even think about that happens. It's incredible.
Wow.
Like, there's like
Thankless job very often too. And then also, I want to hear the Harry Potter story, but just quickly about that particular anecdote. So they created vintage era correct, as far as you guys thought, for the shoot, billboards, physical props in the space, and then you had to clear them afterwards. So if you didn't get
no, you clear them before.
They digitally change it. Oh, okay.
No, we clear it all before. So the art department bring me all the work that they're like, we want this logo from Shell, and we want this because they find pictures of the racetracks from the 30s, and they go, oh, well, these are the brands they had, so we're going to have this, and this. Go and find them, and if you can get them, and if they say no, I tell them no, they bring me another one. So
it's actually an easier job if you do that for Game of Thrones, because then you could just leave a Starbucks cup in whenever, and
sure.
And then what's the Harry Potter story you were going to share there?
What was the Harry? Oh, like there's 2,000 people who worked on Harry Potter. That's all I was going to say. Like, you see the three guys, you see the wizards on screen, but there's 2,000 people a day working on that film in some capacity or other. Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's big business. It's fun.
Yeah.
Why didn't the wizards just like whip up a lot of that work without having to employ so many people?
Yeah.
Well, you'd think. The union rates, Ben, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The union guys are all muggles, so.
Yeah. By the way, if anyone in the chat, whether you're watching on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, if you have a question for Chris, feel free to super chat it or Venmo or PayPal, or you can just ask it. Sometimes we see those as well. And with that said, we had another Venmo come in, $5 from Zoe Watson. Thank you very much for supporting the show. And Rachel, do we have anything else coming in?
We do. We have quite a lot. So we have
Hi, Queen Rachel.
Hi, good to see you guys. We had D Bunster give a couple times. The first comment was for Ben. He said, "I came in a bit late. Is Ben out of water? The hat?"
I don't want to go on record saying whether or not I've showered recently, but let's just say the show was beginning and my hair was unpresentable, and so I quickly put whatever hat on I could find that wouldn't shadow my face, if that gives you any clue.
My
I like
hair's
the
been
beanie
unpresentable for 20 years. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Take that back. Pride in redheads. Come on. We gotta, if we're not proud of it, no one's gonna be.
We had Kiss and Reth gave $50 to the show and said,
Wow.
glad to see that the streams go from a comedian almost losing a finger to whatever we call this. Keep the laughter going.
Thank you very much.
I think. Z Monster also gave $10 and had a question for Chris. Is that a balloon animal sculpture behind you?
Yes, it is.
Can we see that? Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Don't know why. It's one of those fucking TJ Maxx purchases that we've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah. Well, everything behind Bowers is just stuff he has from his old comedy club. He hasn't bought anything, so don't feel bad about it at all.
I knew my first marriage. I knew my first marriage was over the summer that I did a stint as a birthday clown, and she was studying for the CPA. So we're in the living room, and she's trying to study for the CPA, and I'm trying to learn how to make a balloon dog. And she's like, "Can you be that quieter?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this isn't working. We're going
This isn't working in terms of like your marriage or your career."
Both. It was everything combined. I'm like, I need to get out of as far away from this whole life as I can right now.
I just love the idea that you're just like, oh, I got to get divorced so I can make these balloon animals in peace. Rach, what else we got?
So we've got, well, I want to do this as a twofer. So Carrie in our live audience had a question that she put in super chat through YouTube, but then we also had a follow-up to it. So Carrie said, Chris, since Steve is an honorary Weasley, what would his patronus be?
Patronus.
Clearly. And then
a big
before
fan,
you
Rachel.
answer that, sorry. Before you answer that, Revel then donated $5 and said, oh, I'm showing that I've never seen these. Scambator X said, Carrie, I'm not sure what is Patronus, but his Bogarts are all hecklers.
Oh.
Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, a Patronus for Steve.
Is yours the balloon dog?
No, mine's a wombat.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
And I don't fucking know. I don't know. This once upon a time, but you know what? I'm good with it. I'm a Kiwi. I was born in New Zealand. Wombats are from Australia. It's nearly there. They do square poos as well, but there you go.
On that theme then? Can I be a drop bear?
No.
I see that.
I'll take
I
a
see
drop
it.
bear as mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Judy claims that.
Yeah.
We also had, so I caught this one quite quickly before he could delete his question. JD gave Canadian like $3 and said, when does the social distancing gangbang start?
Oh, geez. You could just let him delete that if you want.
I feel like I needed to call that out.
Yeah, by the way, this is what I guess what a social distancing gangbang would be, because we're all very far apart and nothing's really going on. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I just came.
Yeah. And Ben's hair is messed up, so there are many things. With that, do we want to go to our first stand-up comic?
I think we do. I think we're ready for that. Are you guys ready? All right. So,
Wait, all right, fine.
what you got? Let's talk more about your penis before
I was just gonna say, porn has changed quite a bit in the social distancing era. Now, The pizza man comes to the door. I got a special hot pizza. And they were like, get away from my home.
I think with that, we're ready for our first comic. Are we ready for our first comic, guys?
We're ready for our first comic.
I'm very excited to have this woman on the show today. You've heard her on NPR. You've seen her on CMT. She was just voted this year the funniest comic in Cincinnati. Give her very funny. Kelly Collette, everybody. Give Kelly a big hand.
Hi. Hi.
I'm
like a child. Yeah, I just keep trying to show it off to Chris. Like, this is my Patronus. We're the same.
The piggy bank.
How am I not going to just do 5 minutes of crowd work to Chris Rankin? I mean, seriously. Oof. I know. You guys, like, literally stacked the lineup, just like all Ben's and Chris's, and just threw the Kelly in there. So I really appreciate you guys letting me be in your gangbang. Just tell you a little bit about me. I've never done the walk of shame before. I know, judgy faces. I can see you all. I can see you all right now with how you're acting. The most shameful walk I do as a person is when I take a bag of McDonald's trash out of the passenger side floor seat of my car to walk and to throw away at a second McDonald's location. Day usually, right? Because it's like trashy to admit it, but like I love McDonald's, you guys. Like I love McDonald's so much. I love chemically altered, non-nutritional food that costs $1. Like that's my jam. I love it. But it's like really trashy to admit it, right? Because we all know that McDonald's is just a public restroom that also sells hamburgers, right? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, you gotta pee. All right, this next part, as respectful to Chris as I can be, but I was in the UK one time and I had to go to McDonald's because I was homesick. And I was like, I gotta go visit my best friends at the American Embassy because I was really homesick. And to their McDonald's, and I say, I'll have a McFlurry, please. And they're like, awesome. Toffee or granola? And I was like, what? That's not trash. That's not like the candy that I wanted, And they were like, oh, actually the McFlurry machine's broken. I was like, that's like home. Thank you. Oh. It's like friends, allies right there. I appreciate that. I just grew up kind of trashy. Like I like to eat fast food. It reminds me of my roots. I knew I was a trashy kid growing up because Halloween's my favorite holiday, and that's like a trashy kid holiday, right? Halloween's for trashy kids. It's like free candy, and I get to be someone else. Sign me up. This is what I want to do. I don't know about you guys, but my parents just dressed me in whatever was laying around the house that day and like made a Halloween costume. Like there were no store-bought costumes in my family. Like they just let me go out trick-or-treating. People were like, oh, cute. What are you? I'm like, I don't know. Or I'm a chef because I got a fork glued to my shirt. I wore the same costume last year, you guys. It still works. I just took my pants off. I was slutty chef. That's how girls can do it. Halloween's going to suck this year. It's going to be like 90% Tiger King costumes. You know what I mean? Like everybody's going to be like Patrick or Carol or the one with the arm or... I don't know. I just am not looking forward to it. I did like trick-or-treating because I liked getting candy, but I also was the kid that liked to see inside other people's houses. Like I was always that creepy kid who got way too close to the threshold, just trying to come into the door, pulling you and knocking you out. Did that. Which is why I thought I was a weird kid growing up. Like I thought I was unique because I like spooky stuff and Halloween. I used to think I was like a Wednesday Addams. Turns out liking true crime and liking weird stuff is basic now. You know what I mean? I thought I was I was like, thought I was a Wednesday Addams. Turns out I'm a Monday Karen. That was yeah. Do you guys remember when we couldn't admit that we like true crime as women though? Like we used to like hide it. We used to not be able to walk to someone and be like, who's your favorite serial killer? What episode of Forensic Files do you used to fall asleep to at night? You know what I mean? We used to pretend. And I went to Salem this year. Salem's really, I don't know if anybody's been to some people are clapping. Yeah. Salem's just Gettysburg for white women. That's all that is. It's just, we're just trying to be, look at our history. Attribution. Yes. I don't know. I actually am talking to a fucking wizard right now about witchcraft. That's awesome. Never thought that would happen. I want to play make believe. I wrote this because it's true. I wrote this on International Women's Day. Like, there's nothing more powerful than a coven of women, right? Like, sometimes I'll go to a bar and I won't even go to the bar to hang out. I'll just go to the bathroom to get compliments from other women. What the fuck is going on in there, right? The that walks in the women's bathroom drunk is a queen. You're gorgeous. Your man isn't. You know what I mean? Like, we're over there solving the world's problems, doing the Lord's work in the girls' bathroom, just coming together as one. I freaking love it. I've made so many friends in the women's bathroom drunk. It's amazing. Like, I remember this one time a girl was like, I love that dress that you have on. And I was like, just take it. Just take it. She was like, I'm not going to take your dress. I was like, it has pockets. And she's like, okay. Met a girl who moved into town. She was like new in town, and I remember texting her when I was drunk. I was like, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna tell you all the cool places to go. I woke up the next morning and I checked my phone and I texted her, here's that restaurant I was telling you about, and it was Taco Bell. It's very off-brand for me. I'm more of a McDonald's person, as you guys know. Chris, I don't know how much time I have left, but I got more if you want more.
Just one more joke.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, here's one that I wrote. Well, women don't dress for men. I hope you guys know that. Women dress for other women to get complicated, or else we wouldn't wear choker necklaces or anything like that. Like, I heard a guy one time say that he was into girls who wore jumpsuits. And I thought that was weird because all I could hear was like, I like my woman to be trapped. Guys get that. Girls can't function in a jumpsuit. Oh my God, I don't know.
And as more pour in for Kelly, I also want to say, I don't know if I've ever heard a more relatable joke than the peeing in McDonald's. This is something where, like, as a road comic, like, I very vocally, I'm like, I never get anything from McDonald's. I do not order anything from McDonald's. I do not like their food. And I'm constantly stopping at McDonald's because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to eat there, but it's good enough for me to pee in. Like, that's fine.
Do you buy a pity drink?
No, I mean, occasionally I'll get a coffee. Like, I'll get a McDonald's coffee, but like, I don't want to mess with their stuff. I figure I'm probably one of the neatest people going to the bathroom there. So like, it's not like I'm causing any trouble. Yeah.
Somehow McDonald's, even like they started doing fancy coffees recently, trying to be Starbucks, and somehow even their like lattes somehow taste like hamburgers. It's weird.
Their hamburgers don't.
It's called branding.
It's branding, correct. Very on brand with that coffee.
Yeah, I don't like you guys talking shit about McDonald's. This isn't going to go well. You're hurting my feelings a lot. I like McDonald's a lot.
Me too.
Chris Bowers could afford to own stock in anything. It would be McDonald's for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Chris Bowers' favorite coffee at McDonald's is a Big Mac flavored latte with barbecue sauce.
I've never actually had coffee, but I do like a Big Mac.
What is with you? Have your own reality show called Bowers Brain.
I see that we have while the super chats and Venmos are coming in. By the way, and Rachel will go to you and for those in a second. I saw that Marissa M in our front row here has a question for Chris. Marissa, do you want to ask it on air? Or do you want us to read it?
Go ahead and read it.
All right, cool.
Hey, Marissa.
Marissa says, quick question for Chris. Outside of Harry Potter, what fictional world resonates with you?
Oh, that's a good question. What are the? I'm rereading at the moment the his Dark Materials books, the Philip Pullman books, and that's a fun world to live in your head. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if anybody's seen the the new series of it. It's been on HBO recently. I think it's on HBO. With James McAvoy and Lin-Manuel Miranda and those guys. That was the last production job I did before I quit production 2 years ago. So that's pretty cool. But they're really, really cool books. Really, really enjoying them. There's a lot going on in them though. I'm a little bit lost if I'm
I'm also, by the way, I'm super into documentaries right now because I just want to lose myself in how the world was 2 weeks ago. So, I just love the fiction. I love the fictional world where we can walk around. It's great.
Yeah. Are any of you guys like me? Like, I'm so shell shocked from the social distancing orders that any show I watch, if people just are near each other, it takes me out of the scene. I'm like, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, there's a show in the UK called Coronation Street, which is like a daily soap opera set in Manchester, I think. They had a warning. They had the continuity announcement before the show, and next on Channel 4 and they had viewers, please be aware that this episode was filmed prior to the coronavirus outbreak, and that these people have been practicing social distancing since that time. It's like, we're having to have guidance that this is not real life. Like,
I saw that on Joe Coy's Instagram, where he like posted a thing and he was like, hey, throwback to 2019 when I got to hang with my friend, blah, blah, blah. And half the comments were like, I can't believe you touched his hand and then you touched your face. And it's like, this was before that. Like, you don't have to freak out about this.
We decided last night, here's what we should do is if it gets to the point where the hospitals are overrun, which we've had problems with that. In Italy, that's what they had problems with. We have to decide who gets a ventilator and who doesn't. They just check your phone and see where you've been, right? If you were at your house, ventilator. You're at the beach, fuck you. You don't get a ventilator. Yeah. You're like it's like Southwest Airlines. If you fucking social distance 95%, you're A3. If you fucking social distance 10%, then you're fucking C17 or whatever.
So Bowers, by that rationale, should medical treatment in general life be like, oh, two people equally sick, one person only ate hot dogs and hamburgers his whole life, he does not get treatment, or how does that work?
Hypothetically, of course.
What's funny is they actually do that for like liver transplants and stuff. If there's two livers and one guy's a complete alcoholic and going to destroy it, me, and the other guy is not going to do that, they give it to that guy. So I mean, I think
you're okay with that. Are you okay with that?
Totally.
This is actually why I hang out with Bowers, so that if we're ever in a car accident together, I'll be the one saved.
Well, also because you'll get top billing. It'll say Steve Hofstetter killed with fat guy.
Yeah.
They won't even mention my name in the fucking article. It'll be terrible.
That's actually, by the way, that is definitely like a function of your career. Like the idea of how successful you are is if you're in a car crash or you're in something like that, like how are you mentioned? If it's something like man killed on road, it's like, all right, you're not doing that well.
Yes, true.
Comedian dies, then at least they knew you were doing something. And if it says your name, you made it. I remember there was a time once where two celebrities had died. I don't remember which two celebrities had died. And I was like thinking, I wonder if celebrities think when two die, fuck, am I next? And then I happened to be driving Tim Meadows in a blizzard to a comedy show. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to kill Tim Meadows. And I'm not going to be the third celebrity that gets killed. It's going to be my fault. God damn it.
A few years ago in my career, I had a very perverse thought one time. I was driving by the Laugh Factory, and I had the thought, I kind of hope I die just so I can finally make it onto the Laugh Factory marquee.
Laugh Factory marquee will say "Make God laugh," as it does for every single comedian that dies. I wonder if an atheist comedian dies, it'll just say like, rest in peace, like whoever it is, and then it'll just say, huh?
Yeah, right. God is all dead today.
Yeah. So we have a couple of questions. I think in the video chat we'll get to. And we're going to do some super chats and some Venmos that are coming in. But first, we haven't announced the game yet, so we should announce the game.
Oh.
Bowers?
Yes.
Okay, so today's game, if you don't know, here's how the game works. You put in $5 in the super chat or the Venmo or the PayPal or the stars or whatever you're using to pay $5, and you're entered. If you win, if your entry's voted on by the hosts and the audience and the comics, then you win a copy of all 12 of the host albums from me, Ben, and Steve, and a ticket to a live show upcoming to be in the front row. So today's game is, what is the funniest or weirdest present you've ever gotten? What's the weirdest or funniest gift anyone's ever given you is today's contest. So put in $5 in the super chat or the Venmo and tell us the weirdest or funniest gift you've ever gotten in your life.
And you can also participate without putting in the $5. You just won't be eligible for the prize. I will.
We will read some of them.
I will tell you. Yeah, we still do read some of those as well. I'll tell you a weird one I got. Where I told my mother. She asked me what I wanted for my birthday. I always kind of made fun of her that she always was very like self-helpy and into that stuff. And I was like, you know what? Get me a self-help book. I want an audio self-help book. It gets lonely on the road. Let me have some motivation on the road. And she goes, do you mean like Dr. Phil? And I went on like a 10-minute rant about how much I hate Dr. Phil, how I think he's a charlatan, how his career makes me sad. And so then a week goes by, my birthday comes, and she gets me an audiobook from Dr. Phil. What? We talked about this. And she goes, oh no, I already got it for you.
Yeah, but
how was it? Was it good?
It was returned, is what it was.
for one, of
Thought
that
that counts.
audiobook, chapter 1 of the audiobook started with Dr. Phil going, Steve, maybe the fact that you hate me means that you hate you.
Actually, it wasn't even an audiobook from Dr. Phil. It was just a recording of Ben Gleib's impression of Dr. Phil.
I thought the only books that moms bought were those chicken soup for the soul books.
Well, that's pretty much the kind of stuff she'd bought, and that's what I would make fun of. By the way, the most classic thing from my mother is that she has 2 different copies of a book called Organize Yourself, and she keeps them on 2 different shelves.
Sparks joy.
Love you, Mom.
No joke, I got one time, a friend gave me, because I'm very bad at time management, gave me, I swear to you, this Tony Robbins time management set. And I swear to God, it's a 10-day program to learn time management. It would waste 10 full days to become more efficient in your life. Would you ever even save 10 days worth of time? Who knows?
We will definitely never know. So, okay, let's get to some super chats right now and some Venmos coming in. I know, let me do some general ones real quick. So Dylan Willis threw in $100, much appreciated, Dylan, and says, now the military has sent us home on quarantine. I've been able to watch one of these live. And then asked, where would I recognize Queen Rachel from? She looks so familiar and beautiful. Oh, Rachel, you got an admirer.
Oh, Jesus.
An admirer whose Venmo profile picture seems to have a girlfriend or a wife. I have to admit, she became less beautiful when she couldn't pronounce Patronus correctly.
Now, in her defense, Patronus sounds like something you would do because you're patronizing a lot. So I understand what Steve's Patronus would be.
Yeah. By the way, I had today on my Facebook, I had posted something about like some home repair I did, and I got all of these people being like, "You did it wrong. You got to fix that," and just like very, very like Katrina said yesterday, though, like well, I'll tell you, like that kind of thing.
Right.
And I was snarky in response, and people got mad, and I was like, wait a minute, you're surprised that I'm condescending? I thought that's why you followed me in the first place. The whole jam.
I guess we just call it being Steve. Like if Chrissy says something, I'll be like, you're being very Steve right now.
That's what I call it when people at my house eat too many hot dogs. I call it being Bauer. So Megan Smith throws in $5, much appreciated. Barry Wass throws in $10, much appreciated. Vita Singh throws in $5 and says, thanks for the Saturday night entertainment watching in Ireland. Also up late. We need more of this live entertainment, especially for mental health during this pandemic. All you comedians are amazing people. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Vidya. Much appreciated. Jennifer Letterer throws in $20 for Kelly Collette and says, I hope to see you live in Frederick, Maryland.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah, we hope to see all of us live in any
Yeah, I want to be alive too. Thank you. Thoughts and prayers.
Dave Adler, a regular supporter of the show, throws in $15. Says, refill the Venmo. Sorry to hear that I'm missing a socially distant gangbang while stuck at work. And also, welcome back, Carrie. Hope you're well. Alan Shaw threw in $5. Says, for Kelly, totally relate to the McD's intramural trash relocation system. Nice. Tyler Stevens throws in $5 for Kelly. Says, thanks for the laughs. And Marissa Mayrick says, throws in $25. That's Marissa M in the audience and says, thanks for answering the question, Chris. So thanks for doing that, Marissa. We're happy to have you, and thanks for being part of our front row. Rachel, what we got?
Yeah, so we've got quite a few tips for Kelly. So Magnificent Failure threw in $5 and said, it's a Big Mac for Kelly.
Nice.
We've got Z Bunster, $20 for Kelly. Best description of Halloween ever.
I love it.
Heather Scott, $10. From one Monday Karen to another, I was sad when serial killers got trendy and my fun facts became general knowledge.
Damn. So relatable.
We had Revel tip Kelly $5. We had Colby Trotter donate $1. Selena Hampson tip $5 for Kelly and said, I love the Salem bit. Razor, I think this might be
My
general.
face is getting so red. I'm not used to like people like being so complimentary. Like
We've got two redheads on the panel, so your face will not be as red as ours.
It's just flushing. I need to cool it down with my trash.
Do you have a cough?
Yeah.
Rachel,
we've got quite a few generals to catch up on. Razor gave $5 and said, just please God, don't let Kevin Bacon catch COVID-19. 6 degrees will get so much darker. We have Aaron Dune sent $2. Steve, I was supposed to see you at your Connecticut show on April 9th. She's sad that she's, had to miss it. And everybody else
I appreciate
too.
that. And I was supposed to go to the New York Ranger game tomorrow. It happens.
I say you still
That was
go.
supposed to be sad. That was supposed to be fun. I apologize. I'm sorry. Be sad that you're suddenly hockey fans. Who the fuck are you guys?
Apologies.
We have Running Wild in our live audience gave $5 and said, what does the future hold for Chris R? Directing, producing?
A bit of
Oh, that's a great
everything.
question.
I directed my first short film a year and a half ago for the BBC. I'm writing a screenplay at the moment, which is quite exciting. For a 40-minute short that I'm trying to. Well, I was supposed to be filming it kind of in May or June, but maybe not.
Why did that get pushed back? That's
well, there's just this.
Have you thought about playing all the parts, Chris, like in Norbit or something, or Murphy movies, where you do your short film, but you're all the parts? How about that?
I mean, it might come to that shortly. I think that's possibly where my idea of having a YouTube channel went badly wrong. But we shall see. Directing, producing. I do a bit of it. Honestly, I do a bit of everything. Writing's one thing I haven't done much of, but I'm trying. We shall see.
nice. Excellent. By the way,
I keep
also
trying to show
saw
off my mug.
also saw a shout out in the comments from our front row.
BBC.
Shelby shouts out Kelly for being a fellow Cincinnati girl.
Yay!
Who's trying to show off a mug? What's going on?
Oh, I have a BBC mug on my desk that
You do.
I won this at the BBC. They never gave these away to anybody. I had to win a trivia contest at the BBC. And I have this guy, which reminds me of, I don't know, I have all this British stuff on
Are
my
you just
desk.
showing all your British stuff?
I didn't even know you were going to be here. I'm like stacked right now. Like,
I mean, guys,
A lot of
to
David Bowie.
brag, but not to brag, but I've got a piece of paper that says British on it.
Hey.
Rachel, what else we got?
We have Jen in our live audience gave $20 and said, I want to give to the show. I also want to gift someone a VIP seat for tomorrow. If anyone's interested, you guys have been all so great to me, and I finally have a little money. I'll ask a live question later.
Oh, that's
Thanks,
awesome.
Jen.
Oh,
Wow.
That's great. And by the way, Dylan Willis just threw in $20 to clarify and says, to be clear, me and my wife both think that Queen Rachel is beautiful. We just can't figure out where we know her from. Or from other episodes of the show. She's been our producer this entire time. Also, I love that I just shamed him into donating an extra $20.
I believe that they're trying to hook up a threesome during a quarantine. Unbelievable.
All right. I will say that I get stopped. I used to get stopped on the streets quite a bit. What's her name? Kristen Milioti from How I Met Your Mother. I got that a lot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
People think that, but we have another tip for Kelly, $5 from Tree. Very funny. Maybe the ice cream machine will be working better next time.
Hope so. Thank you.
Yeah, the McDonald's ice cream machine actually works just as well now because we're also can't get any.
We have Crystal Pylon, $20 for Chris. What character do you relate to in real life from Harry Potter? And then for Steve, there's a fuck, marry, kill. Stephen King, J.K. Rowling, or J.R.R. Tolkien.
All right, we'll do that one in a second. But first,
Okay.
Chris, I'm curious. So what character do you relate to?
That's I don't know. I know it's kind of cheating, but I kind of do relate to Percy in a weird kind of a way. I think Percy's darker and more complicated than he's given credit for. I'm an only child, which is the one thing I really don't have in common with Percy. But like, I was a school prefect. The school prefects are things we actually have over here, and I had to explain this at a Comic-Con I was at in the States when somebody was like, "What? That's a thing?" I thought that was just a like Hogwarts thing, but no, school prefects are real. We have them. I was one. Obviously, Ginger. If there's a rule, I will stick to it. I am one of those people. If it says do not cross, I won't be crossing that road. But Percy's curious. There's a lot more to him than I think a lot of people realize. Like, what was he doing down in the dungeons in the Chamber of Secrets when he bumped into Draco and Crabbe and Goyle, or Harry and Ron and the Prodigy? Like, why was he down there? What was he doing sneaking around dungeons with his girlfriend?
Some sexy shit in dungeons.
I have an idea what he was doing with his girlfriend. Man, I don't know. I thought I knew, but I guess there's.
I'm not. What I'm now worried about is that I've used that as a clarification as to why I'm like Percy, and that's not entirely what I was aiming for. I have a feeling I might have been misconstrued, but carry on.
All right, excellent. Rachel, what else we got coming in before we go to our second comic?
So Zara gave $200
Whoa.
and said 200 Aussie. She wanted to make sure we realized because it's not quite, I guess.
Oh, all right. I guess that's still pretty good though. Yeah.
Popping in between Sunday Zoom board meetings. Can confirm the wombat fact. Love from Sydney, Australia. This is for the room.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
Zara,
Zara.
thank you so much. That is a very, very generous donation. And I know Zara, she actually is she's a professor, and she teaches, I don't know the exact term, but something about like endangered or wild animals and stuff. So she does know a lot of shit about wombats.
Yeah.
So
and a lot about
she could probably pick a Patronus for all of us.
Yeah.
Rachel, what else?
We've got a Facebook stars had come in. So Carrie Lyceric said, "You're right. I never knew about Facebook stars. Thank you to mentioning this. I'm now sending you 100 stars. Do you enjoy not having drunks call out during a show, or do you miss the opportunity to embarrass people in front of their friends?"
No, I think it's great that Bowers doesn't call out during shows anymore. And by the way, that's our first Facebook stars thing. We have no idea what 100 stars are worth, but we very much appreciate them. We will
10 points for Gryffindor.
Yeah, absolutely. Stars for Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Do I miss it? No. I mean, I miss being on stage, and I would accept it. You know, I've said over the last couple of weeks, like, this is literally the longest I've ever gone without doing stand-up since I started 18 years ago. And it's crazy to me that, like, knowing how long, like, I may have to go without doing an in-person show, that I would even take, like, the first time I'm going to be in the airport and the airport security guy is going to goose me and then tell me it's my fault. I'm going to be like, well, at least I'm traveling. It's okay. Like, I'm going to
All right, let's do it. Next comic, also a very good friend of ours, all of ours, super funny comic. He's the creator of Super Funny. Give it up for Ben Morrison, everybody. Ben Morrison.
and muted.
Ben's not here.
Hey.
Wrong show.
Oh, he's there.
It's a no-show.
I will text him.
He was here
He's
the whole
here.
time. What
All
are you
right,
talking about?
Rachel, how are the super chats going?
We got a lot. Great. We've got Greens gave $10. Thanks for all the laughs to all the comics from Debbie G in Massachusetts. We had another tip for Kelly come in from Razvan Mindru, £5 for Kelly. I'll definitely buy a ticket when you come to London.
Thank you.
Well, we have Brandon gave $3. I only turned in a few minutes ago, but this is all awesome to see. We've got Jeremy Day, $5 in Greenville, Maine. We had a McDonald's closed due to lack of business.
Oh no! Must be rich.
Kelly, you're not touring Maine enough.
I know. I'm worried about Ben. Someone opened up the chamber.
I think I'm back.
There he is.
Hey,
That was really weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben
Morrison.
What are you waiting for? Ben Morrison, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Well, you know, for those of you that don't know me, a little bit about myself. I like to do a lot of topical humor, jokes about creams, ointments. You can spread it. I'm doing jokes about it. Before I was a stand-up comic, I was a tow truck driver, but I had to leave the job because of persistent drinking problem. But with God's help, I finally got clean by going to triple AA. I've had a lot of different jobs. Before comedy, I sold electronic cigarettes, but I was actually busted when I sold an electronic cigarette to a minor, and I was convicted of statutory vape. I miss driving. I miss driving my car. I've had a lot of car problems. Have you guys ever had the check engine light come on in your car? I hate that. The check engine light is really like the cold sore of the automotive world. It's this little red thing on the corner of your dash just staring at you all day saying, maybe if you took better care of yourself, this wouldn't have happened. You don't mention it. You hope your friends don't notice it. And you know, sure, you could do something about it, but you know, if you just wait 2 weeks, it'll go away on its own. I know what you're thinking. No way. And I'm like, way. which leads me to some other things I'd like to talk about. This is the end of the visually impaired zone, which begs the question, if you were fucking blind, how would you even know what that sign said? I think I know why your store went out of business. You might want to charge anything. We have a lot of museums in LA. This is one of ours, the Museum of Tolerance. I went there and it fucking sucked, but what was I gonna do? All of these tags were like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm tired of being a tag. I'm not doing it anymore. And you know you are a fat fuck when. You might want to lose some weight if you're valeting at IHOP. This is the fictitious business name and marriage license application kiosk. This is where you go to get married to a grifter. shady weddings going on there. I miss traveling. I went to France and I walked so much my feet got leg out. And then the doctor looked at my dick and he said it was le small. And I miss making love to my lady. I know that when I do, you don't need to spring for the good lube. You want to get yourself some of that Rite Aid brand personal lubricant. Nothing says I love you, baby, like not paying the extra $3 for Astroglide and breaking out the Rite Aid brand personal lubricant moisturizer. And this is an actual text for our viewers out there who want to know what it's really like being an actor in Los Angeles. This is an actual text saying, please reply yes if you are willing to punch yourself in the face for a commercial audition. If not, no need to reply. What we go through here in Los Angeles. And speaking of Los Angeles, remember the outside? Yeah, it's been a while. This is around the corner from where I live. I live right in the middle of the Hollywood acid trip that is Hollywood and Highland. And there's a store there that sells souvenirs. It's the Everything's $10 luxury accessory store. As posted, the name of the store is Everything's $10, except that there's a $5 sale today only, fucking every single day. The way that works is you got to take a basket, and everything in the basket is $5. It's half off, but because it's Hollywood, there's a failed actor who's waiting to greet you at the front of the store. And, he's as confused as you are. He doesn't know how he went about this gig either. He wants to know what went wrong. And inside the store, it's pretty standard souvenir store stuff. They got a lot of souvenirs, a lot of trinkets. They got fake Oscars, of course. It's Hollywood, where you could even win a trophy for being Hollywood wife, I guess. But it's $5 perfume. I saw $5 perfume and I just wondered what the hell this perfume that's only $5 even like. And what I saw, frankly, just made me laugh so hard. I had to take photographs of all of it because it's bootleg perfume. It's bootleg perfume. And it's bootleg because if you can't spring for Burberry, might I interest you in some Burnaby? Sure, ladies, some of that Burnaby and call it a night. And hey, buddy, you can't afford CK1? Well, we got your back. QK1. That's the preferred. It's QK1. I mean, the whole out of the alphabet there. Perfume where you can choose which side of the box you want the label to be on. Into our indecisive. Of course, I know Gleib and I are both Geminis, so this is a perfume for us. Gemini perfume, Secret Plus, all of which was open and had been stolen, just like a Gemini. Then the perfumes get a little international. This is Havana of Cuba, Paris. Guys, pick a place and just stick to it. And why the fuck is Benjamin Franklin on the label? I really want to know why Ben Franklin is on Havana of Cuba in Paris. Someone tell me. Someone. And they know you're using that perfume to get down, because you can even get position for men. Not to be topped by romantic for women. Even the lady on the bottle is like, you couldn't spend $10 fucking for perfume. Really, you cheap bastard. And then you can tell at a certain point they just ran out of ideas. For lady. Classic. It's for lady, it's classic. And then of course we come to my favorite line of perfumes, the 717 VIP line of perfumes, who asked the question, do you know what private secret, lady? Know what private secret? I don't think I know what private secret, lady, because clearly if the secret was private, I wouldn't know what the secret is. And the 717 $5 perfume is brought to us by that famous perfume, Gianni Rotti. Italian designer, Gianni Rotti perfume. It's New York style. But that's not all. That's not all the 717. They got 77 VIP. You are exalted. Are exalted. 717. But that's not even the best 717 VIP. This is the best 717 VIP. Are you on the list? Yeah. Are you on the list for sex? Are you on the list? Not on the sex list. I'm sure I would love to be. And do you guys want to know the best part about the 717 VIP line of perfumes? Here's the best part of the 717 VIP line. Do you guys know where the 717 area code is? It's in Pennsylvania. More specifically, right. With that 717 on, you're gonna get out of there and you're gonna get a good job in Hollywood. And I don't know how the fuck this happened. 717 VIP line of perfumes. And that was just a little taste of what we do at Super Funny, if we ever get to do it live again.
Everybody, Super Funny.
Club. And Comedy Central stage, and we were about to do our Super Funny Film Festival because we make short films, but that got canceled. But if you go to youtube.com/superfunny, you can see a bunch of our short films, and you can see the show that I am doing during all this, the Super Funny News Desk, which is kind of a John Oliver style news show using multimedia too. A lot of episodes of which are up there currently as well.
Awesome. And
so,
also
Ben just did one which was coronavirus all positive news, which was a very much needed break from the madness happening. So that was cool.
Yeah, I wanted to focus on some of the good news that's coming, because like you turn on the news and it's literally, the news is literally apocalyptic. So I wanted to do an episode focusing on some of the good things that are happening, and I try to talk about stories that you probably aren't going to see on large news sources, just the personal interest stuff. Smaller funny things that you wouldn't even know about, like how Baltimore actually had to put out a statement asking its residents to stop shooting each other so they would have extra beds open for coronavirus. It's a very interesting request there, Baltimore.
The idea that anyone in Baltimore would be like, oh,
Yeah.
damn, yeah, sorry,
You
guys.
know what? People are suffering.
Yeah. By the way, Ellen Shaw threw in $15 in the Venmo and said, Ben M, this format was made for you. I am dead, and then you are exalted in all capital letters. Tyler Stevens threw in $5 and says, for Ben, that was an awesome set. And then Rachel, let's do some super chats. Let's catch up on some stuff. What do we got?
Yeah,
and obviously, by the way, I know I don't have to say it, but I'm going to anyway. If you enjoyed Ben's set, please tip. The tip jar is open. Venmo, PayPal, super chat, all that stuff, and that's how the comics get paid. So, Rach, what do you got?
Yeah, so we've got Running Wild in our live audience donated or tipped Ben $10 and said, for the funny Ben, we can stage a cage fight to figure out which Ben it is.
Oh, nice.
We've got Revel tipped $5. Please tell me you bought Havana of Cuba. That's too good not to buy.
I didn't buy that, but I did buy the 717 VIP. You are exalted.
You didn't buy the Are You on the Sex List? How do you know if you're on the sex list?
I'm quarantined alone right now. I mean, this is my sex list for the foreseeable future.
We have Z Bunster tipped $20. Ben, dear God, who knew there was so much humor in perfume?
Nice.
There's even more humor in it if you ever smell Ben.
Look who's all cocky because he can smell for one fucking day.
I love that Gleib starts out the episode saying that he didn't have time to shower, and then he's like, get a load of this other guy, huh?
What's under the hat? You can smell Ben Gleib. He smells terrible.
Yeah, it was the
I
royal
showered
Ben.
right before this episode.
Nice.
We had a Facebook comment come in from Chuck Gallagher. It said, hey now, I live in the 717 area code and I was born on 717. No bullshit. It's the Amish perfume for you and me.
Nice.
We've got Carrie in our live audience tipped Ben $5 and said, loved your set, Ben. Thanks for making my makeup run.
Awesome.
You can get more for $5 if you need.
And then last one that I have is Helena Sutherland, $5 for Ben. Love the puns. I laughed so hard I almost fell out of my chair.
Excellent.
Thank you
We've
so
also
much,
got
everyone.
a bunch
Really
of
appreciate it.
We've got a bunch of contest entries coming in. Remember, it's weirdest or funniest gift that you ever got. Certainly, any of those perfumes would qualify for sure. I want to kick it back to our guest Chris Rankin for a second. I am curious. Do people, because of the work that you did, do people like get you Harry Potter stuff? Like, is anyone that tone deaf?
I have a garage full of Harry Potter stuff. Legitimately. Like some of it, in all fairness, is the merch that I take to Comic-Cons and flog to people. And some of it is fan art and key rings and t-shirts, scarves. I have it all.
I just love the idea.
A special gift for you, Chris. Something I'd like you to have and cherish. It's for Chris Rankin, British.
Thank you.
Even though he is from New Zealand.
Yes.
Make another one.
Don't be fooled by this accent, young man.
As far as Americans know, that is the same thing. So.
Chris Rankin, New Zealand.
That's better.
How often do you do the Comic-Cons?
Oh gee, about 2 years ago I did 32 in a year.
Whoa.
Like I try not to do that many because it's a lot. Like but
yeah, it's best to keep it under 30 a year.
Yeah, like maybe there's 52 weeks. I could do 50.
That's true.
Like 2 a month is probably about right.
Yeah.
But like anywhere, like from doing a small sports hall somewhere on the east coast of the UK to LeakyCon, which is an enormous Harry Potter event in various parts of the States every year, where there's like, sort of 30,000 people turn up. So yeah, it can, they range from tiny little kind of classic Comic-Con the ones where there's sort of 3 random actors from something you vaguely remember watching as a child, and 47 stalls selling Funko Pops, to the full works. It's I like it. I really enjoy them. It's where I get to meet people and talk to people.
We actually just had that's an amazing timing. We just had a question come in from Dave Adler, who's a regular on the show, and he's got Funko Pops of like his favorite comics and things. And so he asked whether or not you wanted to have a Funko Pop in your character's image, and do you have one?
I have. There isn't one. I have one that I have a custom one that Ness, my other half, got me for Christmas a couple of years ago, because I've spent so long bitching about the fact that they've done every other goddamn Weasley in the set. Yeah, we're working on it.
I have a question about
what they made one of the fucking broom, and I don't have one.
I have a question about these Funko Pop things in general. It's one of these societal things I don't get. We've already before that had bobbleheads, which accurately look like people. Why did we go from that to these very generic, not at all like anybody things?
And why at one Comic-Con can you have 47 stalls selling the same fucking... Anyway, I don't know. You can't see through this convention hall for piles of Funko Pops these days. It's insane.
It's like when you go to Myrtle Beach and it's all those airbrush T-shirt shops. You're like, how can you have 37 airbrush T-shirt stores? Like, how is that even possible? I don't know how that even works. Like, couldn't need two.
It's why there sometimes there'll be four gas stations across the street from each other, like just on 4 separate corners. It's just whoever passes by that one first. And that's it's not like they sell better Funko Pops. But anyway, we have a ton of chats coming in. So we're gonna get to some of them. So here's a tip for Ben. Rebecca Salwasser throws in $10 and says super funny. And Dave Adler, by the way, threw in 717, nice, and says that I love that Amish country PA has towns. By the way, this is absolutely true. Amish country PA has towns called Intercourse, Blue Ball, Fertility, Mount Joy, Bird in Hand, and Paradise. Which I used to do a joke about that. One of my earliest jokes was that who would move to Blue Ball, Pennsylvania, except all the people who got lost on their way to Intercourse. Very, very old joke. We have a bunch of generals or of contest entries, and then we have the largest single donation we've ever had, and I'll get to that. We'll probably close the show with it, but it's freaking amazing. So, Rachel, what else we got?
So I got yelled at because we forgot to do that Fuck, Marry, Kill, the Stephen King, J.K. Rowling, or J.R.R.
Oh, right. Okay. I would kill J.R.R. Tolkien so that I'd have a better chance of getting the ring. I would marry Stephen King because I'd want to know the surprise twist in our marriage. And I would fuck J.K. Rowling just so she could tell me what marginalized group I'm part of that I didn't know beforehand, because that's what she's been into lately. So
awesome.
I think that's a good enough answer. Let's move on.
Yeah,
nice.
That works.
We've got Flight of Two gave $10, and this question for Chris. Chris, do actors ever ask casting directors why they were chosen for a specific role, or is asking that taboo?
I don't see any reason why you couldn't ask. Just be fucking grateful you got the part, generally. But you were the right person at the right time, and the person who was better than you didn't turn up to their audition. That's generally the rule.
Okay, I've got
for Ben Morrison really quick. Ben.
Sure. Hit me.
So you were one of the stars of one of the last seasons of Punk'd. How do you like the hidden camera life? Do you enjoy messing with people in their real lives, and especially celebrities? And also remind us, who did you get to mess with?
Well, for those people watching, Gleib and I both did a lot of hidden camera stuff back when that was kind of the all the rage, so to speak. And Gleib did the Real Wedding Crashers right around when I did Punk'd. I did Punk'd a long time ago. It must have been 15 years, but I punked Zac Efron, Khalees, John Cena. That was probably my favorite one. Jewel. Did a whole season. The John Cena one was definitely my favorite one, where he thought he was being driven to just a meeting, and then he was bragging about how he thinks that they tried to punk him yesterday while he was in our car about to get punked. And then as he is getting driven, his SUV is stopped because there's a funeral procession going by us. And then the driver, who is our driver, just decides to say fuck it and tries to cut through the funeral procession, almost hits the hearse, and the hearse dovetails, throwing the casket out of the back of the hearse. And then I was the aggrieved brother, and Sharon Houston, who's a friend of a lot of us, was also on the episode. She was great.
I love Sharon.
And John Cena gets out of the car and he's trying to calm me down. At one point, I start literally lifting the casket up and dragging it up a hill. Calm down. And it had no business going as well as it did. And he was a total sweetheart. Punked a couple wrestlers, and they were always some of the nicest people that we punked, because I think wrestlers, a lot like comedians, they just go through such a grueling lifestyle to do what they love doing, which is this form of performance. And they were all really, really sweet. I think some of those episodes have to be up somewhere. I'm not sure. I should know where, but I don't know where.
So you punked Khaleesi and didn't get eaten by a dragon? That's impressive.
No,
Frank person. All right, we gotta have time to catch up with everything, and then we're gonna do the game. So we just got 1818 from Dave Eisner. Thank you very much. I definitely get the reference. Much appreciated. And says, bummed I'm not gonna. This is to me. Bummed I'm not gonna get to see you in Philly tomorrow, but looking forward to Sunday stream and have a ticket for the Monday early show. Thank you for putting this together. Been a great way to end the days. Damn proud. Thank you very much, Dave. Much appreciated. And this is something that, Ben Bowers and I have really, really enjoyed. And in terms of tomorrow, I'm performing on the show tomorrow for the first time. I'm going to be doing stand-up on the show. So if y'all want to tune into that, it'll be a preview for the live shows that I'm doing on Monday, where I'm doing my full set. So thank you very much for doing that. And Rachel, what else we got in the super chats coming in?
Yep. Speaking of Philly, Frank Notaro gave us $5 and said, Steve, I was supposed to see you in Philly tonight also. So I'm really happy you're doing this.
I appreciate
I love
that.
Frank. Frank is the best. Frank is great comedian, the old host of Street Smarts. And he also
different last name.
And he also is a word hot dog. Him as Link Nicotero as well.
I very much appreciate that. I was not supposed to be in Philly tonight, so I'm glad the show did get canceled, so you wouldn't have missed it. So tonight was Jersey. Philly, I think was tomorrow though.
So we also have Z Bunster gave the show $100.
Yeah.
This is for the house.
Wow.
He said, I was going to see Steve in New Hampshire next week, 6-hour round trip. So thanks for saving me 6 hours of driving 5 nights a week. And thanks to all the Isolation Nation team. Love the chat.
The Bunts, awesome. You're the best. You've been the biggest supporter of the show, and we very much appreciate that. We love you.
I never knew I was going to have a sugar daddy, but we got a sugar daddy now.
On the other hand, always knew that Ben was going to have a sugar daddy. So, Rachel, what else we got?
We have just a couple more. So Shelby Shinkle in our live audience gave us 50 stars on Facebook. So thank you, Shelby.
Yay, Shelby.
I don't know what those are.
Yeah, we don't know.
We're learning.
Amin Salah gave $2 and has for Chris a shag, marry, execute. I'm going to butcher these names again. Ginny, Bellatrice, and Hermione.
Oh my God! Not even Hermione.
Really?
All this stuff.
Fucking Weasley on the show.
I've never seen it.
By the way, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Harry Potter series. Features Hermione, Rin Wesley. He's got red hair.
Sorry, Rachel. Who am I shagging, marrying, and executing? Executing seems a lot worse than killing somehow.
The H one, Ginny and Beatrice.
Bellatrix.
Bellatrix.
Okay.
Shit.
Well, one of them's my character's sister, so. Let's just move out of that for a minute. But it would probably, and to be honest, I find her very annoying as a character, so I'd probably kill her. Screw Bellatrix because, well, you would. If you've seen the films or read the books, I think you probably would agree with me there. And marry Hermione, which seems like a
But what would you do with Hermione?
That's exactly what I was doing in the Chamber of Secrets in the second.
So Hermione is something that Ben Morrison's never heard his girlfriend do.
Oh, there we go. Don't, because all I hear is her scream.
Help!
I'm giving that round to Ben Gleib. All right, we've just got a 1477 from Jessica Masloom. Says, sorry for the random amount. It's my total PayPal balance right now. Says, I've met Chris a few times at LeakyCon last year in Boston. And says, always so nice and such a great guy, both in person and online. And then also, my dad and I used to watch Ben Gleib on Idiot Test back when I lived at home. Thoroughly enjoyed the show and his humor. Followed Steve online after I saw him in at Utica, New York, about 12 years ago. Great source of comedy ever since. Thanks everyone for doing this. And that's awesome that you've met like three of us, which is amazing.
Yes,
so
and she met Chris at LeakyCon. She met me at Peepeecock, which is a similar convention.
So that said, Rachel, are we caught up enough to do the game?
No.
Everybody, let's get through some of these. Just a
couple more. Dylan Willis, $20. At the Comedy Store in San Diego, what brand of sunscreen you use? And I thought your response was hilarious. Is that clip going to be on YouTube?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again.
You apparently at the San Diego Comedy Store, you answered a question about what brand of sunscreen you use, and he said,
"Oh yeah,
funny.
that was I think that was at the Palace. Yeah, I believe that clip's coming. We still have a couple months of clips to get through, so stay tuned. That clip's coming. The best thing about this pandemic is I have way less sunscreen than I used to use, so it's really cut down on that."
We have Carrie Lawson, $5. Hey Steve, DM if you ever need professional plumbing advice.
Oh, nice. That's a reference to the earlier. Yeah.
Jessica Kibble gave $1. Running Wild in our live audience gave $5 for Queen Rachel's reading lessons.
You don't have to read when you're the queen. People read stuff to you.
That's right. There we go. I'm getting reamed in the comics, by the way.
Announce Hermione's name on a stream for Harry Potter fans.
Also, it's not reamed. It's a character named Rayamed.
And last two. So we've got Z Bunster, $5. I have to clear this up. Not a guy of the female persuasion since birth.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Z's real name is Dana, so that could go either way. That could be a guy's name or a girl's name. But
true.
Z, you're the best. We appreciate you.
And then last one is from Selena Hampson, $10. Hubs once got. Oh, this is This is
a contest entry. All right, cool.
Yeah. We're good.
We're doing the
caught up.
contest now. So here's how it works, everybody. So we're going to read a couple that are not eligible for the prize, but then once we get to the prize ones, everybody pay attention to it because we're all going to be voting. So and then we're going to also we realize that we're going to give the audience a chance to ask Chris some questions as well. So Rachel, what do we got?
This is gonna go great. So we've got funniest or weirdest gift. So actually, in our live audience, Jen has one she wants to share.
All right, Jen, what do you got?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm actually accidentally wearing everything. One is look at there. Dude, this is quarantine, man. We don't shower anymore, Gleib. We don't shower, bro. For days. This Stitch onesie. So my birthday's on the 4th of July. And there was 1 year that I kept my Christmas tree for 13 months. So I had an anti-4th of July party and had a Christmas in July party, literally. And friends came over and wrapped gifts. And my brother got me like the warmest thing he could find, which was this Stitch onesie with like matching slippers. And so I thought it was hilarious. But then the wieners also... Oh, I'm not done. This is great. I got to show you guys a picture too. So there's mustard in the front and ketchup on the back.
Is that a mullet wiener shirt? Is that
mullet? Oh.
I love, by the way, that the second you show the hot dogs, your dog is like trying to eat them.
I'm like, dude, you don't get what's going on. But this has come in so handy, and I just want to show you guys a photo of what I'm creating because it's the best ever. Hold on, I know we're running low on time. I'll find it real fast. Yeah. I wear this wiener shirt everywhere, obviously, because I'm still wearing it because life. But this is what I did with it and what I'm gonna do with it. Can you guys?
We can't see that.
Okay, let me
a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So,
hey, we're gonna move on to our next entry, if that's cool. Rachel, what else do we have?
We've got Flabbergasted said he got a blow-up doll from his ex-girlfriend.
Oh my God.
Is his ex-girlfriend Ben Gleib?
Yeah.
Amin Salah said his family friend had a baby last year. It was her 8th freaking kid. He gave her an easy button for her headboard.
Oh, damn.
And then the last unpaid one is Cheryl Roper. My mom got me a 6x6 plastic tile picture of myself.
Whoa.
Wow.
I have one quick entry before we get to the paid ones of my own life. My weirdest gift, definitely year after year, is from Ben Morrison for my birthday. Ben and I are pretty good friends, and he gave me 1 year a framed picture of us, which is nice. You didn't have to put it up or you feel bad, so fine. Made it onto the wall. Next year, a collage of many pictures of me and Ben Morrison. What am I gonna do with this? My walls are gonna be littered with me and Ben. My girlfriend would be jealous.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Ben did give you one other gift, Gleib. Morrison also Venmo'd us $1 for shampoo for you. So, the way is both funny and shows us where Ben Morrison shops that it's $1 for shampoo.
Wait,
got it next to the Rite Aid lube. It was right next to the Rite Aid lube. $1 champagne.
Which, by the way, we were trying to get sponsored by Rite Aid lube, and you just totally fucked that. So, Rachel, let's do the contest. We got some entries coming in. So let's read some of them off.
Okay, I've got 4 entries. So I've got Katie Wiener said, my aunt gave me a child's floor piano for Christmas. I think it was 13 or 14. The best part, my mom got it the year before from my cousin.
Oh my God.
Adam Meisenheimer. Once my grandma got me a book called Juggling for Klutzes. She threw the book at me and said, "You need this." I dropped it while trying to catch it.
That's funny.
Jeremy Day. When they were kids, my uncle's gift to my father was a large box. My dad tore into it to find nothing. My uncle then pulled the quarter he had stuck inside the cardboard.
Just a quarter in a giant box?
I think so.
Holy shit, that's an asshole for sure.
And then Selena Hampson. My hubs once got me a Call of Duty shirt while we were out with my brother for my birthday. It was 2 sizes too large, along with CDs from artists I didn't know. I still love him most days.
Oh, that is someone for sure who got a present for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the Simpsons episode where Homer bought Marge a bowling ball in his size. Like, that is exactly what that is. I've got a couple over here on the Venmo also coming in. So Mary Finnerty threw in $5 and says, my husband got me a coffee mug with a cat throwing up both middle fingers that says, "Have a nice day," and said it reminded him of me. That's a solid one. Darren Finnerty threw in for $5, says, my grandmother has given me body spray every year for the last 28 years. And then someone else said that what is this? My friend got her or no, Nate Stout said my friend got him a Jack Daniels pack of condoms and a blank pack of CDs. And the twist was we were on a Mormon college campus. We were drinking and premarital sex is forbidden, and I was only 1 strike from expulsion.
Okay.
I also like the randomness of that. Like once we got a friend of ours. We got him condom, lube, batteries, and a spoon, and we just didn't tell him what the spoon was for. We just figured make him confused.
There was a Christmas where my wife wanted diamond earrings, and I told her I was going to get her football cards because we could like have a nice thing to do together. We'd collect football cards. It'd be something we could do together. And then I bought her a box of football cards and then hid the diamond earrings in the very bottom and gave her a price guide and let her stew for like an hour and a half thinking I bought her football cards for Christmas till she found them.
That's so weird that you've been divorced twice. That said, all right, we're gonna vote on these. We have some really great entries here. So first, comedians, vote. What was your favorite one? And by the way, meanwhile, in the comments, everybody who's watching in the live streams, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, throw your vote in down, and we'll see which one was the audience favorite as well. So what do we got, comics? Kelly or Ben?
Was it the best gift or the worst gift?
It's weirdest or weirdest?
Football
so
cards,
just
for
which
sure.
your favorite story was?
I liked football cards, definitely the worst. I liked the cat mug, throwing up the middle fingers. There's nothing better than just a random gift that you relate to in a spiritual way like that. Yeah.
Excellent. Ben Morrison, what about you? Is Ben still here?
No, I'm still here. I actually just remembered something that might qualify as an entry, although it might be too late to say even what that is at this point.
Go for it. You're cool.
Well, it's just Gleib knows the story. I went to Burning Man like 4 years ago, and while I was at the festival, a jilted ex-girlfriend of mine broke into my Amazon account and ordered on my Amazon account to my house $1,000 worth of adult diapers and douche.
Good girl.
So,
which did you use most of first? Which did you use up all of first?
I mean, honestly, now in quarantine, I kind of wish I had kept the adult diapers because that would just make this whole thing a lot easier.
Actually, diapers and douche is the perfect gift for Burning Man. So said, let's throw some votes on the Ben. What was your favorite on the contest, though?
Okay, on the contest, let's do a quick refresh of the top ones again.
Juggling
was pretty awful.
Juggling book,
cat mug.
Body
the
spray.
body spray from the grandma.
Oh yeah, I'm going body
quarter.
spray. Body spray with a bullet. What's better than that? Grandma body spray.
Yeah. All right. Grandma body spray has a vote. Cat Mug has a vote. Chris, what's your vote?
I'm with juggling book.
Juggling book.
Yes.
Yeah. Although
All
I
right.
think we might have the same grandma.
All right. Bowers, what about you?
I'm going juggling book as well. That one, I love the idea of throwing it at her, making him drop it. That was funny.
Excellent. Gleib.
I am, because for many, many, many years in a row, I think it still happens most years for Hanukkah, my parents give me a very cheap cologne that they get at Rite Aid that I've never opened. I just have 25 of them. Definitely, in my opinion.
The body spray.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's a tie right now. What is the before I cast my vote? What is the audience saying, Rach?
The audience is going between the juggling book and the cat mug.
Juggling book
There's
and
a
cat mug.
couple for diapers, but mostly I'm seeing juggling book and cat mug.
Well, I am going to break the tie with juggling book and body spray. And I'm going to say juggling book because I feel like body spray might be an out of touch grandmother, but the juggling book is like a direct insult.
Yeah.
That's not a gift as much as that's a shot across the face. Probably where it landed once they tossed it to you. So for the person who threw in the juggling book, what you do is Rachel will reach out to you and we will get your info, and that way you can get a ticket to the front row for a future show, as well as the albums from all of our hosts. And before we get out of here, let's catch up on a couple quick chats. And Chris has definitely got to go to bed. It is super late there. But Jason Nazar throws in $20 and says supporting comics. Thank you very much. Brad Fredrickson throws in $10 and says really great sets tonight. Thank you all. And before I announce this last really big one, Rachel, anything else come in?
Yeah, I've got two more. So I've got a Facebook 100 stars, I think geared towards making fun of me. Carrie Leclerc said, speaking of butchering names, so I think because her last name is, I probably butchered that as well.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
Her last name, no, Rachel, it's actually pronounced Johnson. I don't know how you
Last one I have is Richard Earl Deary gave the show $20 and said, Chris, do you still talk to the cast of Harry Potter?
Yeah, all the time. Well, not all of them all the time, but like there's a decent number of us that do events together that are still friends that, it's like when you leave school, there's people that you stay Facebook friends with just because you want to see how badly their life's going or how your life's going compared to theirs in some cases. And then there's people that you're genuinely friends with that you're friends for life. And then there's people that you kind of catch up with here, there, and everywhere.
Is there a Harry Potter cast WhatsApp group?
If there is, I'm not in it, but
it's just limited to Harry Potter cast that have Funko Pops, so
yeah.
He's not
non-exclusive club.
And before we read this last one and we all get out of here, is there anyone in our front row that has a question for Chris? All right, cool. We're caught up on everything then. And so I'm going to read this one out because this is amazing. So Jessica Keeble, or however it may be pronounced, threw in a PayPal in support of the show for $500. So much, Jessica. Or she was sending it to me and I just misunderstood. But no, Jessica, that is wonderful. And to everyone, whether you are kicking in $1 or you're kicking in 500 or you're kicking in 100 Facebook stars, which for all we know might be worth $1 million, we don't know. We appreciate your support. And also if you just share in the show, share it, thumbs up, do all that stuff to let people know about it. We have grown in size more than 10 times in just under 2 weeks, and that is insane. So thank you guys for doing that. We're very proud of what we're doing here. We're proud of being able to pay comedians. We're proud of being able to entertain people, during this weird ass time in all our lives. And we appreciate you guys supporting that. So that said, let's plug some stuff. So Kelly, Collette, where can they find out more about you?
Awesome. Well, I have a podcast called Living My Fest Life. We cover festivals. So fuck, that is tense right now. Covering myself, being sad about it right now. So I created a new podcast. It's called True Serum. It's basically I interview comedians. They tell me a story. It's either true or false, and then the audience gets to play along. I guess it's kind of fun. But did you have any specific questions? Sorry, I just started talking.
No.
This is the most interesting about me.
It's plugs. It's time for plugs and your social media and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. I'm at Kelly Collette on Instagram, Twitter, everything. I do tarot card readings. So if you need one, let me know. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I have an album, kind of. No, by the way, I don't want to plug it. It's not a plug, but thank you guys for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be here. So
we're happy to have you on. And by the way, Running Wild just messaged in the on-screen chat, says your show is propagating faster than the virus. So we wish in both directions. We want the virus to slow down and us to speed up. That would be wonderful. Ben Morrison, we know about your show, Super Funny. Where
I
can
just
they
saw an
find
alert
more
that you
about
left
you?
the meeting, and I
No, I'm here.
know
I'm back.
if that's true. I think his connection might have dropped, but I can just tell you he's at Ben the Morrison on all social media.
I'm here currently.
Yeah.
But thank you, Gleib, for that. Yes. And you can find me everywhere on the internet at Ben Gleib.
Also find pictures of Ben Morrison on Ben Gleib's wall.
Ben Gleib's wall.
So
just for that, man, you're gonna get an even bigger friendship collage come June, my friend.
Sorry, you're breaking up again, Ben. You're breaking up.
It's Chris Rankin, actor, producer, director, writer. Where can people find out more about you if they want to follow you and all that stuff?
My social media is the messiest thing ever, so just look for Chris Rankin with a blue tick next to it and you will find me there. I don't have my handles that match. They're all different and it's a mess. But I also have a YouTube channel, which is a strange and wonderful place if you're looking for some distraction, and it is youtube.com/thatgingerbloke. That is where you will find me. I'm on social media a lot. And again, thank you guys so much for having me. This is the most people I've seen in about 3.5 weeks. So I appreciate your company and I appreciate a good giggle. So thank you.
Chris, thank you for doing this. This was so wonderful of you to do. We really appreciate that. Not only giving of your time, but giving of your time at from 1 to 3 in the morning, basically. So we very much appreciate that. Even though days don't have meaning, it has meaning to us. So thanks for doing that. And with that, let's go to Chris Bowers.
Just at Bowers Comedy and all the social media stuff. Chris Bowers on Facebook. My album Unpopular Opinions drops on Tuesday. It's on pre-sale right now on Amazon and iTunes. Chris Bowers, Unpopular Opinions. Check it out.
Ben Gleib.
I hope people do get Bowers' album. As you know from this show, Bowers has plenty of very unique, unpopular opinions. So it's no doubt going to be a very good album. And also I wanted to thank Chris for being here from 1 to 3 a.m. in UK time, which is like lunchtime for me. And you can follow me on all social media at New Zealish. at Ben Gleib. And just I'm going to give you a plug and announce the surprise right now. You can, as soon as this show ends, please go support Laugh Aid, which is airing right now on Comedy Central's YouTube or Facebook page, or at Comedy Gives Back on Twitter, live streaming an insane comedy lineup like Ray Romano, Jimmy Fallon, Patton Oswalt. There's like 60 of the biggest comedians in the world, Mark Maron, Bill Burr, all on this show. And I have a video segment that's airing sometime between 7 p.m. Pacific and 8:45 Pacific. They won't tell me when. And the 2 celebrity guests that I've been teasing that are in my video, I will announce it to you guys right now. In my video, you will see amazing appearances from Kate Walsh, the star of Private Practice and Grey's Anatomy, and from my comedy hero, Bob Odenkirk, everybody.
Wow.
Yes. So please check that out.
So thank you everybody, for joining us one more time. And Tuesday, our guest is going to be Jerry Blevins, former New York Met. So someone close to my heart, also very funny guy. And we've got some great comics coming up, and I hope to be one of them. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing live stand-up right here on the show. And then Monday, I will be debuting at the Nowhere Comedy Club, nowherecomedyclub.com. If you want to see full-length live stand-up comedy shows, then sign up, grab yourself a ticket, and I'm very, very excited to do that. So you guys,
it's going to be a super cool thing. Please check out Steve's shows and the other shows that we're producing on that, because it's going to be a very unique thing, trying to solve how to tour when you can't tour. So now we can tour.
Absolutely. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to our live on-camera audience, as well as to all the folks who have been who have joined us throughout this. And that's it. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye.